the infamy of Manasseh, the worst king of Judah. Join me as I dig deep into the life of the worst king of Judah ever and see if I can uncover what made him so infamous. The kingdom of Judah had its fair share of good and bad kings, but one king stands out as perhaps the worst of them all. To understand why, we need to take a step back and look at the history of the kings of Judah. From David to the Babylonian exile, Judah had a mix of kings who were faithful to God and those who were not. But what made one king stand out as the worst? The criteria for being considered the worst king of Judah are pretty straightforward. Did they promote idolatry and wickedness in the kingdom? Did they ignore God's warnings and commands? Did they lead the people astray and cause them to suffer? If the answer is yes, then they're definitely in the running for the title of worst king. And today we're going to explore the life of a king who fits these criteria to a T. So, who is this king? Well, you'll just have to keep watching to find out. Manasseh, the son of Hezekiah, was only 12 years old when he became king of Judah. His father had done a great job of reforming the kingdom and bringing the people back to God. But Manasseh would undo all of that good work and then some. He reigned for 55 years, making him one of the longest reigning kings of Judah. Manasseh's reign was marked by a complete disregard for God's laws and commandments. He worshipped idols, consulted mediums and spiritists, and even sacrificed his own son to the pagan god Molech. He rebuilt the high places that his father had demolished and erected altars to the gods of Assyria. The people of Judah were encouraged to worship these foreign gods, and the kingdom was flooded with idolatry and pagan practices. Manasseh even went so far as to place a carved image of Asherah in the temple itself, a clear violation of God's commandments. God sent prophets to warn Manasseh and the people of the consequences of their actions, but they refused to listen. Instead, they persecuted the prophets and continued down the path of wickedness. As a result, Manasseh's reign was marked by violence and bloodshed. He shed so much innocent blood that Jerusalem was filled with it from one end to the other. The people of Judah were in a state of constant fear and oppression, and the kingdom was on the brink of collapse. The Bible says that Manasseh led Judah astray, and they did more evil than the nations whom the Lord had destroyed before the Israelites. That's a pretty serious indictment, and it's clear that Manasseh's actions had a profound impact on the kingdom. So, what were some of the most significant and controversial actions taken by Manasseh that cemented his status as the worst king of Judah? Well, for starters, he was responsible for the deaths of countless innocent people. He practiced witchcraft and divination, and he even used his own son as a human sacrifice to the pagan god Molech. He erected altars to false gods and encouraged the people to worship them. Manasseh's idolatry was so pervasive that it even infected the temple itself. He placed a carved image of Asherah in the holy temple, a clear desecration of the sacred space. He also ignored God's warnings and commands, refusing to listen to the prophets who were sent to correct him. Instead, he persecuted them and continued down the path of wickedness. Manasseh's actions had far-reaching consequences for the kingdom of Judah. The people suffered under his oppressive rule, and the kingdom was weakened and divided. The economy suffered, and the people were afraid to leave their homes. The constant fear and oppression took a toll on the people's mental and emotional health. The consequences of Manasseh's reign extended far beyond his own lifetime. The kingdom of Judah never fully recovered from the damage he inflicted. The people began to lose faith in their leaders and in God, and the kingdom was eventually conquered by the Babylonians. Manasseh's actions also had a profound impact on the future kings of Judah. Many of them followed in his footsteps, continuing the cycle of idolatry and wickedness. But even in the midst of all this darkness, there is a lesson to be learned from Manasseh's story. His life serves as a warning to us today about the dangers of idolatry and the importance of following God's commands. So, why do I think Manasseh is often labeled the worst king of Judah? Well, it's because of the sheer scale of his wickedness and the devastating consequences of his actions. He was responsible for more evil than any other king of Judah, and his actions had a profound impact on the kingdom and its people. So, what do you think? Do you agree that Manasseh is the worst king of Judah? Let me know in the comments below. Who else do you think deserves the title of worst king of Judah? Let me know, and maybe we can explore their story in a future video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.